You know that feeling when you check your bank account and immediately wish you hadn't? Not because something went wrong necessarily, but because even seeing the number, whatever number it is, puts this low hum of dread in your chest that doesn't quite go away for the rest of the day. You close the app, you tell yourself you'll think about it later, and somehow later keeps getting pushed further and further out. There's nothing visibly broken. You're functioning, you're showing up, but underneath the surface, there's this quiet, constant weight. Like money isn't just a practical matter for you, it's something heavier, something personal. Something that, no matter how much you try to be logical about it, keeps pulling at something much older and much deeper than logic. Most people around you would just say you're bad with money, or anxious, or irresponsible. That familiar label gets placed on you, the person who avoids financial conversations, who spends impulsively or freezes completely, who feels genuine shame when the topic of savings or budgets comes up. Society frames this as a discipline problem, a motivation problem, as though the right spreadsheet or the right app would finally fix you. But that's not what's actually happening. What you're experiencing is called financial stress dysregulation, and it has almost nothing to do with numbers. It has everything to do with the way your nervous system learned to relate to money as a concept, not as a tool, not as a neutral resource, but as a symbol of safety, of worth, of survival itself. And once you understand that, the whole picture changes. Neuroscience has made something very clear in recent decades. The brain does not distinguish between physical threats and psychological ones. When you feel financial stress, the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, activates in almost the same way it would if something genuinely dangerous was happening. Your cortisol spikes, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for clear thinking and long-term planning, goes quiet. You are, in a very real physiological sense, temporarily less capable of rational financial decision-making precisely because you are stressed about finances. Research from Princeton and Harvard published in the journal Science found that financial scarcity itself consumes cognitive bandwidth, meaning the mental load of worrying about money actively reduces your capacity for clear thought. This is not a character flaw. This is chemistry. But where does the original sensitivity come from? For most people, it starts long before adulthood. Money for children is not just money. It's the emotional temperature of the home. It's the tension in a parent's voice. It's the feeling of being told we can't afford that in a tone that carried something shameful underneath it. Or it's watching adults fight, go quiet, disappear into stress, and learning without a single word being spoken that money means danger. The nervous system of a child adapts to this. It files it away, and it builds a response pattern: avoid, freeze, or over-control. Whatever kept you emotionally safe back then. By the time you're an adult managing your own finances, those patterns are deeply encoded. The avoidance isn't laziness, the impulsive spending isn't recklessness, the anxiety when someone mentions budgeting isn't immaturity. These are the remnants of a nervous system that learned money is threatening and is still trying to protect you from that threat. It's worth saying clearly, there is no correct relationship with money. Some people were raised in environments where finances felt stable, open, and emotionally neutral, and they approach money with ease. Others were not. Neither experience is a moral achievement, neither is a failure. It is simply what the environment taught the nervous system, and the nervous system listened. Here is the part most people miss, though. The avoidance that feels like the problem is also, in a quiet way, an intelligence. It's the part of you that knows something feels unsafe and is trying not to get hurt again. The spending that looks impulsive is sometimes the only way your nervous system knows how to release tension it doesn't know how to carry. These behaviors make complete sense given where they came from. That doesn't mean they serve you now, but they made sense once. And understanding that distinction is not small. You are not broken. You are not uniquely flawed among all the humans who have ever existed. You are someone whose early experiences around money left a mark, and that mark has been quietly shaping your financial behavior in ways no budget planner was ever designed to address. Here is where something actually shifts. The single most effective entry point into changing your relationship with money is not tracking your expenses. It is building what psychologists call a window of tolerance, a brief, consistent practice of looking at your finances without needing to fix anything. Just 5 minutes, once a week. Open the account, see the number, breathe, do not react, do not plan. Simply let your nervous system learn, slowly and repeatedly, that looking at the number does not destroy you, that the information is survivable, that you are safe in its presence. It sounds almost absurdly small, but what you are actually doing is gradually de-threatening the concept of money inside your nervous system. You are separating the data from the danger. And when your brain stops treating your bank balance like a predator, your prefrontal cortex comes back online. Planning becomes possible. Clarity returns. Not because you suddenly have more willpower, but because the threat response finally quieted enough to let you think. That's the real work, and it starts much closer to the ground than most financial advice ever bothers to look. If something in this felt familiar, if the connection between your nervous system and your finances clicked in a way that felt true rather than theoretical, there's more worth understanding about yourself. The patterns that shape your money behavior are just one layer of a much larger map of how you were wired to move through the world. That map is worth exploring.